Foul tarnished. In search of the elder.
Yes. Good fucking game. That was a good fucking
Emboldened
game.
by the flame of ambition.
It's weird you're like somewhat good at that game, but just will not try, or like on Valorant, like you just.
It is absolutely not the same. Like, absolutely. It's just.
It's a little
If
different,
Valorant,
but like.
if Valorant just had a faster
Extinguish
paced
thy
movement,
flame.
and I could shoot a nigga and move
Let
at the same
it
time with
be
predictable aiming,
market
like
the
I would
fell.
absolutely do that. But that game is just like, oh no, no.
Some guns
Like,
you can't, but like the Spectre you can kind of get around with. And shotguns you can move.
I mean, I feel like you only got one shot anyway. Pump action. Then you
No,
got automatic
there's an
shot.
automatic shotgun, and there's
Yeah,
a.
but that shit is unreliable as a motherfucker. Like,
It is.
yeah, I guess.
Once you get used to it, though, it's not too bad.
I tried to play that game, man. It's just tactical. Oh, slow down, everybody. We got put your fucking daggers out. Slowly duck walk back to the fucking.
Yeah, that's the CS:GO part of it.
Well, thou art of passing skill.
I thought I was slow.
Warrior
Overwatch.
blood
Oh
must
my god,
truly run in thy
brains are just
veins.
moving around in that game.
Tarnished.
Why do I have to be this slow? These niggas don't do squats. Even Megan probably can move around, move around faster than this with her knees. It's almost like they give me all the characters that I normally don't play. It's kind of crazy. And then when I start doing real bad,
I shall remember thee, tarnished, smouldering with thy meager flame. Cower in fear of the night. The hands of the fell omen shall brook thee no quarter.
Shall brook thee no quarter. See, nobody talks like that anymore.
oh, damn. I guess his internet cut out, but maybe he went to bed.
You there? Come over here, would you? You're tarnished,
Yo.
aren't you?
I met
I'm at one of
I
the
would advise against
one of the
taking
loot crates
the main gate
and
into the
the
castle.
mystical
That nigga
crate.
gone, yo.
It's tightly guarded by hardened old
What's wrong with the
hands.
guy?
Oh, try the opening right here.
Yeah, but he not a disco
Guards
channel,
don't
so
know
I'm saying.
about it. You'll breach the castle undetected.
Is he still in game with you?
Still showing my party, but now you mention I don't see him on the map.
Yo, he
Fair enough.
he
You
probably
certainly
disconnected
don't
in his
have to
game. Is
trust
probably just
me.
it's too slow realizing
Well,
that.
if you must
Probably,
go
I don't
through
know,
the
just making
gates, I'll
stuff up.
signal them to
I'm
open.
assuming. Maybe he's still
But
in
of
the game,
course,
but why would he not
I'd
be
advise
disco, right?
against it.
I know he'd be on some weird shit, but nobody's like forcing him to play nothing like. Or maybe Park was a little aggressive.
What?
Damn, Park.
I don't even ask
That's
him.
what you did. You chased the little fucking cat off.
Yeah, I don't even ask him to play.
You just. What are you? Okay, now I wasn't even I wasn't even gonna say too much, but now you just fucking playing.
Who, me?
Yeah, you definitely asked him. Like you was like, oh yeah, what about Dark Souls?
Oh, only when he asks me to smoke. Yeah, I'll bring that back up. Only because he says it. Only because he's like, yeah, I'll play tomorrow. Yeah, all right. Yeah, okay. Uh-huh.
Well, you should have said it, nigga. That I understand. I can't. You know, what can you say about that?
Well, he's just
You
a
said it,
liar.
nigga.
He is a liar. He's a flat out liar. There's no denying that. He is so full of shit. His eyes are brown. Like
Brown shit.
believe very little of what he says. And that shit gets him in trouble too. He'll be trying to tell me something real. I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever.
Yeah, this diva just fucked me up. Why would they give me a fucking sniper? Yo, they give me the worst characters, bro. I hate it.
Don't play that.
I don't want to learn how to. No, I don't want to.
Don't play it.
It's the best part about playing it is the bitching. I don't know what don't you understand? The best part about playing these games is the bitch. Cause I don't really get upset, right?
Uh-huh. I believe you.
Oh yeah, for sure. I just know how to have a good time. I'm saying. Don't act like you don't know how to have a good time. You know how to have a good time too. Oh! I killed 2 niggas with a pocket. Actually, I killed 4 niggas, but up close, I killed 2 niggas with a sniper bitch. I'm super excited about that. Oh! Oh, that was fucking damn. That was crazy. Guess I mean, that bitch got me. Like good shit, nigga. I was trying my hardest to stay fair. Stay on the point, May. Come on, want to give me Symmetra. Give me Symmetra. Oh well. That's what happens. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Hey, I'm Parallel. You want to play some fucking Dark Souls? Yo? I mean, Valorant? Huh? You said you do? Come on, let's go.
He said,
Come on, yo.
You said you do?
Yo, you don't even have to be that healer that you made. That's dumb. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, now, granted that magic builds are extremely strong, faith builds are, is kind of strong.
Yeah, it's not
But
only
like,
healing. Healing's just a part of faith
aspect.
builds. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know what I'm saying? When you think about faith, you think about
Think
nigga,
more like paladin rather than healer. I think he had a bad experience the first time he played it.
cool.
On parallel.
He. I don't think he did. Oh, I think that. I think that he just needs people to play with. Like once he starts to play with people, then he'll probably feel like okay. And then like, but also, you know what? Also, something else I found to be very helpful in my approach to this game. Um, it was it was actually figuring out that I wanted to play
How you wanted to play
figuring
it. Yeah.
that I wanted to play a rogue. Yeah, a little not
hmm
rogue, but
Yeah, you got a lot of freedom on how you want to make your character.
yo, this ball is crazy. I ain't gonna lie, that ball is nuts. I'm about to beat his ass. Bitch ass nigga, get our ball. Damn. That was my fault for trying to get you thirsty, man. Yeah, I swear, yo, I don't know what's going on with the fucking the algorithm, but they got me on some weak ass shit. Hmm.
The algorithm.
Yeah, cause you know it's an algorithm that gotta keep the game balanced, right? In some sort of way, right? So it's like, god damn, what the fuck is you doing?
It probably just looks at shit you usually don't play and then gives you that.
Nah, I can't imagine it's that would be like too specific, right? I would think that
I mean,
it
it's probably
has.
like more random, but like you probably have a better chance of getting stuff you don't usually use. That dude's passed out, snoring on the fucking mic.
Oh,
I'm parallel.
oh, for real?
Yep.
Damn. Oh no, no! Boy, I was so close to getting my art and busting the splooge on you niggas. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my character's ability, nigga. Straight busted high splooge all over niggas, yo. It's crazy. Bitches too if they're the way. You feel me?
Well, Diddy on you.
Yeah, no discrimination, straight no diddy.
Oh yeah, there's an outage in his area.
Oh, he busted splooge on me, motherfucking. You said it's an outage in this area?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of gay. When it's fucking off day too, man, just imagine if it's more than one day of outage. Good lord.
Nah, it's usually never more than one day. It's usually not more than a couple hours. One time, man, I remember when I was in Canada, fucking their
Oh my
network
god.
went down, like all their banking networks, and like it was just so fucked up. All like I forgot what kind of internet they have. They have this weird fucking internet like Cox, but it like governs like 90% of their infrastructure, and that shit went down.
Damn, son.
That shit was crazy. Bars couldn't take money. I guess it was a lot like what happened here not too long ago. That shit was for like 3 days.
3 days is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
3 days? Damn, that's how long it took for him to jump back like hook right. Oof. Well,
Yeah, it was like from Friday to Monday.
just goes to show you. Better. I know you gave up your rights as an American. To be a Canadian? But yo, we better. So you a citizen here?
Yeah, I'm a citizen. U.S.
Surprised
citizen.
I'm surprised they gave you a traitorous ass a motherfucking card back. Come on. Should be like, traitor nigga. Stay over there. They be like, whoa. Thought we were living in a progressive society. I'll let y'all niggas alone. Say? I'll let y'all alone.
All right, man.
Alright, man. Peace.
Snoring on the mic and shit. Bones.
God, so much defense. Oh my god. I should have been targeted a mercy.
Oh, fuckhead.
Yeah, punish your bitch ass. Come over here again, you stinking ass mercy. I'm gonna chase your stupid ass down. Matter of fact, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna devastate these healers. the entire game. Just gonna keep fucking them up. Wow. You do not have control of the field. It's never too late to try again. Bitch. Yes, that's right.
Oh, from the beginning.
Yo, why do y'all think this group is gonna work? Yo, y'all suck.
Oh, that's the trap, huh?
Only you bitch ass nigga with heal. Y'all niggas suck. Why you don't have? Okay, well that's alright. Whatever. Yeah. Whatever, did. Whatever. When we do that.
What the fuck? Oh, that's so weird.
Okay. All right. You know what? I'll just heal because y'all suck. Jesus Christ.
Hmm.
Oh my, kill this nigga. Are you niggas dumb? Are you dumb? Oh, you're dumb. Oh my god, I can't believe I got stuck on that wall, bro. What are you doing? Now they got an Anna. They really about to fuck us up. The fuck, bro? Oh, well. What can you do with that bullshit? Nothing. You can't do a damn thing with it, and that's okay.
You can play the counter. Play the counter.
Yeah, that's gay. You know, I'll do that sometimes. You know, but gay. So like paladins is kind of like you can't play any counters because it's kind of like this game. Like this, I want to say like it's a tad bit slower, but not as slow as like um, what's that shit you be playing? Valorant.
Valorant.
But you lock into the character once you pick that motherfucker, you got that bitch for the whole game, nigga. The whole game.
That's how Valorant is.
Oh yeah. Yep, you're right.
Unless you're playing something weird.
I think I'm going to swing real quick here. Okay. Sucks I can't just like stay up because I'm not tired. But it doesn't work like that. You will be eventually.
Going to bed?
And that's what it was.
Bedtime blunts. My rap group.
I think the story of Sog and Ice, Fire and Ice. Uh, you know that's about Jon Snow, right?
Well, it's
Yeah.
about Arya Stark, actually.
Nah, I mean like for the flashback. Yeah, you're not wrong on that. But Arya has the interesting past too, right? So, all right, so it's something. So I think that something about Essos has magic, like a lot of it there, because you got the Valerians, right? Essos is the North, right? You got the Valerians that are like south, right? And then you had um the nigga who called on the sea goddess to quail,
Yeah.
and then you have the blood mage from to from Daenerys from Game of Thrones, right? Who she studied in uh some place in like the dark region, right? Where she was saying like when they asked her like how did she learn it, she was like I learned this the same or they was about to kill her, right? Because she performed that spell on Daenerys to make her infertile.
Mm.
Um, but it was that was her exchange for keeping him alive, right? I mean, that wasn't nobody's fault but hers. But she killed that witch. You know what I'm saying? That witch
Yeah.
was from also she learned. She's from Westeros, but she learned over there, right? She got she got taught that
That was the
spell.
3 lives that she sacrificed for dragons to come about.
Drogo, her son, and then the
The
witch.
witch.
Right, that's the magic, right? Because even her dragons are special. Those Drogo, her dragon, her main dragon that she rode, that is the dragon that was meant to mount the world.
Yeah.
Remember that?
That black dragon.
And so like, is that the one that fell into the ice?
No, that was a tiny one.
Okay, good.
There's a lot of
Uh,
controversy on why would he go for the flying dragon when there's a bigger dragon on the ground right in front of him? Like, why would he have attacked the
well,
smaller dragon in the air?
that I think that is something. I think it's something about the Drogo spirit, well, her son's spirit, Rhaego, in that because that's the spirit of the horse
Yeah.
and the spirit of the dragon, right? So I'm assuming that's very powerful. That being probably sensed that, right? No different from Jon Snow.
Oh yeah.
Um,
The Night King was
uh,
like, man, I'll fuck with that guy.
yeah, no,
Like,
I mean, those are no different
last
from
thing I
Jon
need
Snow.
is a fucking zombie that's fucking more powerful than me.
Yeah, that should have been crazy. Yeah, I think that's it's very interesting, man. The whole Game of Thrones lore it goes deep.
Yeah.
What's his name? Shit. The guy who killed his brother, the Sea People. Um, what's his name? He was like, ugh. He kind of reminded me of the dude who played like the Earthbender on
Talk about the guy who gets neutered.
no, the guy who got killed by his brother. The think his name is Therian. He gets killed by his brother, the brother who came back with the crown of what the fuck was that crown made of? And he was like, he been at at
You
war
talk about
for a long. He got with Cersei's and shit. At the end.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
uncle.
remember? Yeah, the uncle. Remember the Greyjoy
And
uncle.
he threw his his brother over the bridge.
So I think so all right so there's two it's speculation here, right? The speculation is uh he didn't actually kill him. He said it actually. He said I didn't kill my. He said I killed my brother, but it wasn't with my hand, right?
Yeah.
So realistically, what people because of that statement, people are thinking that all right. So it's a I gotta tell you this other part so that can make sense. He had a dragon egg, right?
Hmm.
At one point. Now, I'm going to tell you two different things here. It's going to fork off, but I'm going to tell you the first thing to make what I just said make sense. So he had a dragon egg. They said that he told somebody that he had some dark mages or some wizards do some shit on it to make it crack, but they couldn't get it to crack. So he ended up getting mad. Well, he actually didn't say they couldn't get it to crack. He said, but one day I got in one of my fits and threw it into the sea, right? But some people believe that threw it into the darkness of the sea, right? Now I think it's play on those words, and I think that other people believe it's play on those words for the fact that um, uh, they believe that that means that he sold the egg to the faceless god. He gave the egg to the faceless uh, god killers, right? Assassins,
Hmm.
and in exchange for them wearing his face. But remember, faceless god. I think they can only wear his. I don't know what the book says, but in the show, I thought they could only wear the people that they killed. Now,
Yeah. But then, I mean, Arya does. I think Arya even goes against that and wears somebody who's not dead too, right? Like, isn't it?
see, I'm not sure,
I don't remember.
but see, this is what I was
Maybe he
thinking.
did throw it into the sea and the sea's pressure cracked it. That'd be
See,
interesting.
this is what I was thinking, right? I was thinking, but that actually goes more into what I was about to say, right? That makes more sense to what I was about to say. I don't know how long ago he threw this fucking egg into the ocean, and I also don't know how long that mysterious dragon who's never been flown. Like I was thinking, like, is that his dragon, right? But I saw it's like another dragon, like it's a wild dragon. It's black. It's huge. They say it's some people say it's the biggest dragon. Other people say it's the second biggest dragon, right? Um, but I watched a video and they said that that was actually the king of Valerian's dragon, the black dragon, and supposedly like um, he did like magic on a dragon, like 'cause supposedly they have like that's how they. I don't want to say that that's how they got dominion over that, but it's some lore and well, it's not some lore. It's some speculation into some people believing like the children of the man did a few
Oh yeah,
uh
Children of the
yeah like a
Forest or whatever.
yeah it's children of the forest. They did
Yeah.
a few different so it's the very last one I heard was Stark, the Starks, right?
Yeah.
The Starks. They were saying that some people were saying that they were speculating, basically saying that the Starks were actually a half, like a, like
They have the
they
old
were
blood
put
in them.
there. Yeah, that they were put there specifically. Like, and then they started talking about how every time they started saying how the Starks always said like there always needs to be a Stark in Winterfell. That's something that's
Hmm.
always been said for a long time, right?
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, they went through all of these series of every time the Stark left to actually go do something, it always failed. Every motherfucking time. Every Stark that left from Winterfell that went
Yeah.
to go do something either died or failed, right?
Yeah.
So, um, they were saying that maybe it's a curse because they're there for a reason, right? That's why they're the Northmen, and they have that dog in them because they really got that dog in them, like that dire wolf. And a
Yeah.
dire wolf is supposed to be symbolism of um, basically like loyalty and all these other
Yeah.
things, but also like all of the shit that Ned Stark went through. Like basically, the dire wolf is Ned Stark, right? Just
Hmm.
imagine his character, how he went through all of that shit, but also he knew he had to go through all of it, and that's just kind of was the outcome that which he did, which he had to
For his
un
honor. For honor. For
for his for everything that he believed in.
hmm
That's kind of like the wolf's beliefs, right? Like
right.
a pack leader type shit, right? So
Loyalty beyond all.
exactly. Even with the deception and all that happens to him, right? Just look past it. It's crazy. But uh, so damn, I forgot what I was saying about that.
How there's always a Stark in Winterfell.
Oh yeah, so that's one, right? The Stark and Winterfell and how all that shit happened, and they was talking about how they made the White Walkers, right? So maybe they experimented to as a backup plan, right? And that's why the very
Mm.
first his name was Bran the Builder, was a person who built the wall,
Yeah.
right? But supposedly, well, first of all, the fact that he built the wall, he had to have powers. They were actually saying that he did they was actually saying he did have like powers, like abilities and shit, right?
mm.
So, um, so they was thinking like, shit, maybe that passed down to like, um,
The
so
Starks.
Brand has three abilities. Brand has, I think it's called a warg,
Yeah.
right? He can do a warg when he take over the niggas' bodies.
Yeah.
Um, then he does the um, damn, what the
Time
other
walking or
ability?
whatever it is.
Where
Where
he can see everything. And then
yeah.
there's one other ability that he has, right? Um, but so here's the problem with this brand's ability. I wa- it's not a problem, but it's just like this thought, right? There's this another alternate ending to the Game of Thrones universe, right? Not game ending to the Game of Thrones, but to because we don't know what's west of Westeros, but we do know what's east of it. Um, so like to like that Game of Thrones saga, right?
Mm-hmm.
That small portion of it. Um, fuck, man, why I keep losing my train of thought?
You fucking stoner.
Damn, fuck. Yo, I just see the thing is, yeah, yeah, I lost it. Yo, but the thing is, it's crazy, right? I've been just looking into so much about it, so much shit about it. It's just like overflowing. Like I just have so much shit that I've heard. Like, um,
Yeah, it's good,
damn,
interesting. It's good lore.
almost remember what the fuck I was gonna say. Shit. You know how you can feel it coming? It's like, I remember watching it. It's like, come on back. Uh, oh well, it'll come when it's needed. Yeah, I actually, now that I'm seeing it and looking into it and seeing how that whole continent was just filled with magic, just like filled with magic. Well, Westeros was filled with magic as well, but that was more on the. I keep forgetting that name. I
Have
want to
you
call. I
watched
want to call.
the new season? The new
So no, I haven't finished watching it. I was gonna
oh
watch. I
man.
want to watch. I want to watch the last episode.
Are you still
I
3
want.
episodes behind?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch all of them
Yeah, damn.
at a time. But because I know what happens, right? Everybody is gonna die. Everybody is going to
Well,
die,
yeah.
right?
It's 200 years ago, so yeah, I don't think a lot of
Yeah.
people are making it out of there.
Well, what I'm saying is like everybody, most people should die except for the girl, right? The girl that they sent away as like precautions to not die, and all the dragons are gonna
No,
die
she's
off
going to
in
claim a
mass.
dragon.
Well, she's gonna get a dragon. One of the eggs are gonna hatch, or either one of the eggs
No,
gonna
she's
hatch,
going
or
to
she's
claim
gonna
a
get a
wild
dragon.
dragon.
Right, but that's later on, and that's gonna be That's gonna actually be really good because she's gonna come around, and then uh, there aren't gonna be any more dragons, right? Um, but it's gonna cause a little bit of turmoil because uh, what's the name's mother got eaten by the dragon and
Yeah.
he's gonna be king. Yeah, so but yo, it's yo it I man, I wish I could just like line it all up in like a row because it is something very special about that dude, bro. He has this very mysterious I can't remember his name, but the gray rat, Greyjoy.
Mhm.
He has this mysterious
Yeah, they
kind
talk about
of
the Kraken coming out of the sea, and I'm always like, man, what if that shit really does happen? Like some sort of fucking sea monster comes out. That would be dope.
hey, it's possible, right? It's very possible because all right, so when
Well,
Aegon
yeah,
the
when you talk
Conqueror,
about that dragon they dropped in, I was like, man, what if that's that? Like,
when Aegon the Conqueror was uh was going around conquering, uh what those one of those people, I think it might have been it might have been a Greyjoys, right? I'm not sure, but um the Greyjoys, oh, somebody didn't bow down, so they burned them basically, thinking they can stay in their castle and hide. Uh, that was the castle. Actually, that was the the person the person on paper, the people that I'm talking about right now is the people that Damon went and saw their castle where they burned them all in there, like everybody just burned in
oh
the
yeah,
castle
Aaron Hall,
alive.
yeah, the
Yeah,
cursed
Aaron Hall.
castle, yeah,
Yeah.
that shit was
So,
melted, fucking rock melted.
yo, that shit is wild. Yo, anyways, cause I keep losing my train of thought. So shit. What was I just saying about that shit?
Oh, the Kraken. We're talking about the Kraken.
Yo, all right. So okay, so he didn't bow down, and so he was like, he prayed. He was like, listen, my men will pray to, we pray to. We don't we're not gonna bow to you. Basically, we only bow to such and such people, God or some shit.
Hmm.
And he was saying that I'll pray to the Kraken, and the Kraken will come up and destroy your dragon, basically. And he prayed for the Kraken to come up and destroy the dragon, and it didn't. And he just got burnt, and then all the rest of his men, they just walked into the ocean.
Jeez. Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember hearing about that on the stories.
So it's like, I, I want to say it's a lot of shit that hasn't been touched yet. Um, like Daenerys's mother is a whore. You know what I'm saying? She was a straight whore. I mean, she was a whore before she was actually a whore.
She was a queen,
Um,
wasn't she?
listen, of course, yeah, they're all in power. But I'm saying she was an actual whore. Like, she loved fucking, okay? And
Well,
she
that's
fucked a
kind of
lot of
what
people.
the story of the House of Dragons is how much they love fucking the lowers. Just,
Well, I mean, they're all bred out of incest. So
well, I guess
it,
it's better
it,
that they're fucking the help.
it makes sense actually that they're fucking everybody else because that makes and in today's society that makes it's cheating, but it would make more sense, right? Because
And all the men
they
are
act
like a little feminine and gay. And
see they try to act like it's not their cousins that they're marrying and their sisters that they're marrying. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
guess they see
they
it as
know,
keeping the line pure, you know.
yeah, yeah. But but I'm saying in a way
Like
that
they
they're
got to keep it
telling House,
separate, but like
but
cousins, it
but
has to be that.
but just really think about it, right? House of Dragons, they do not think they. It's almost like they completely took incest out up until Damon started fucking with his niece. But it was incest from the fucking beginning, nigga.
Yeah.
From the very beginning, the car,
It
Aegon the
wasn't that he
Conqueror.
was fucking his niece. It's that he fucked his niece before anybody was married to her. She was still betrothing to people, and he just
Listen,
took her virginity.
That's only the problem on
And that was the
that's
whole
only the
thing. That's why he didn't fuck her. He just took her virginity. He just stuck
that's
it
only the
in and hauled
problem.
it in there.
That's only the problem for one thing, the TV show.
Yeah, it doesn't really come across that way in the TV show.
You know what I'm saying? So, yo, but look, check this out, right? So, all right, so you got the some people are thinking like maybe the Targaryens are like, uh, you know, well, maybe not the
They're going crazy because of all the incest. They get super sick because of all the incest. They don't. They're mentally unstable because of all the incest. That's kind of like, and that
well,
shit just keeps
well,
on going. That shit went down for
well,
another 200 years.
well, they have to keep the bloodline pure.
Otherwise, they can't ride dragons.
Well, I don't want to say that necessarily, right? But at the same time, because you really, there really hasn't been, you really don't know what makes a person be able to ride a dragon. That's not, that's not something that's been distinguished at all, and not the books, not anywhere.
That's kind of what the new series is about.
Well, here's the thing, right?
They don't
It's more
say
than
it's a
it's
necessary, but it
it's
helps.
more than it's more than just the Targaryens who can ride the dragons.
Right, but that's all that's left at that point.
Well,
That and
yes.
the mermaid people, which I find interesting because they're not in the new series. The people who are those are like I don't know what happened to their
Atlantis.
family. The people with the mermaid symbols on the new series, they're not in the old, later on episodes. Those people are
Yes,
not around, so their family dies out at some point.
mermaid. I'm not sure about mermaid.
The people with the black people with the white hair,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
those are
I can.
from we're from Smoke and Sea, or Sea and Salt or whatever it is. They're kind of like
Yeah, they're gonna
the
die.
Kraken
Yeah,
people, but like
yeah, they're gonna die off. They're
yeah,
all
they
gonna.
die off.
Yeah, everybody dies off.
Well, the Targaryens don't. Somehow,
Every
you know,
everybody dies.
Daenerys is about, so not all the Targaryens. And
Nerds.
Daenerys was a Targaryen, and the king before Baratheon, he was a Targaryen. He was the last
Yep.
Targaryen to hold the throne.
So that's what I'm saying, right? The Mad King,
Right.
right, is the one who met the Mad King is
Which
the
I think
father.
is what the Game of Thrones House of Dragons is going to end at. Is they're going to get to the Mad King and end it. I think. But maybe not. That's a long way away. That's like another fucking 100 years.
Yeah.
150 years, wherever. But
Yeah,
that'd
it's
be
like
like another 3 seasons.
yeah, it's definitely three generations. So some people think that Bran actually orchestrated all of this shit.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, maybe, but maybe not the one from the fucking show.
Not Bran the Broken.
Brand the Builder.
Bran the Bran like like Bran when he got touched.
Damn, he does take souls away from you.
Remember when Bran got touched by the White Walker
Yeah.
and they found his location?
Uh-huh.
Some people think that like
He was taken over.
that that change that he had when they were saying like, oh yeah, I'm the third eye raven. Like, nah, bro. It's something like because he had multiple powers. Bran the Builder wasn't taken over, but he also wasn't the third eye raven. Oh, that was the third power. Third eye raven.
Yeah,
Third eye
he
raven.
could walk through time. He was like a time walker.
the third eye wave and the word and something else. He had three different powers, right? That's why they saying that he might have been a descendant. You know who also they saying that had magical powers that they don't talk about too much in the TV show, but hint more towards in the book. The brother with the wolf, the brother with Ghost. What's his name? Ghost Wind, something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, him. He. They said that basically that the Starks had the ability to. Their dire wolves were basically like an extension of themselves,
Hmm.
right? And when they fought with him, um, and they say he could fight with him, and also like he could like see through his eyes. That's what different Starks had the ability to do over
Yeah, yeah,
time,
he was able to
right?
do that. Bran.
Right. But that's what said that that's what I'm saying. Like that's what the different Starks had the ability to do over time, right?
Hmm.
So you guys really think about this. These are not dogs. These are wild animals, not wolves, dire wolves. Like Arya Stark seen that wolf after she basically took his trust away, right? And that nigga didn't rip her to pieces. What did he do? He left. And then why she say, she was like, uh, you're not somebody, right? You're not
That's not
whatever.
you.
That's not you. But she said that because
Because
it
that's what she
wasn't to
said to
say
her father when he told her that she was going to be
exactly,
a princess.
exactly. His her job or whatever. I don't know what sex the wolf is, but whatever the wolf's job was no longer to be with Arya. It was to keep that pack that's right that's
Right,
there
right.
there, right? So that's what I'm saying, yo. It's something about these mythical creatures. I want to
Arya's
know
was
why.
all the dogs were a reflection of their dogs, of
Well, not just
themselves.
that, but not just that. I'm thinking that it has something to do more with the mythical battle, right? Why is it their sigil?
Like I
Like
think it's like a lot
it's
of just like bad omens and stuff like that. Like which you don't really think about when you see the first dire wolf is that it has a stag fucking horn through its neck. So who was who was symbolism was the stag, and that was Robert Baratheon's,
right,
and
right,
the
right.
current king. So it was like an omen that these two houses were gonna end up going at ends with each other, and they did. But it was more along the lines of, you know, a symbolism of Robert Baratheon getting what's his face killed. Uh, the guy Sean Bean played Ned Stark.
Yeah,
So like, not really that these two houses were gonna fight each other, but this was a symbolism of that things to come. So it's just like a lot of hints, you know,
yeah.
like in Game of
Something.
Thrones, in like the new one where the king he comes and they go and they like, oh, we found this white stag. It's so big, and we're gonna have you kill it, and here's this spear from the Lannisters. Like it's all symbolism of like what's to come. They don't find the stag. It's not what they say it is, and later on the Queen Rhaenyra she does see the stag and lets it live. Like it's a lot of symbolism of what's going on and what's happening in the world, like or what's things to come.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
I
and,
just,
and it also works in what you're saying too with the, you know, these are direct, components of these, people. These dogs, are killed in almost the same way as their masters are at some point. Like being shot with a crossbow, being shot with an arrow, being shot. Like some of these dogs are like just straight up slaughtered, and there's nothing they can do about it. And the same with the Starks.
yeah. And that's what they have to go through because that's their position in
Also, them
which is
being out of their element. They talk about the dogs. Like you said, like, oh, Starks have to stay where they are. These dogs aren't supposed to go beyond the wall or are not supposed to go further south, and they did, and then they got softened up. They were being taken care of, and like people would be
no
like, hey, these are wild animals. Like, what are you doing?
this is this is something else that I've noticed, right? Okay, so those children, um, those children carved faces into the old white trees, right, to represent their gods.
Maybe. I
Now,
mean, they don't ever
no, no,
say they
no,
carve the faces.
no. It does. It's in a book.
It does.
Yeah, the children carved the faces into
I
the
always just
trees.
assumed they grew like that.
No, they carved those faces into the trees because they were showing respect to the gods that they were serving. So each face is a
Yeah, the
different.
old
Is supposed
gods.
to be exactly the old gods, right?
And then they cut
So,
all those trees down of Westeros.
well, the majority of them, except for
Yeah,
the one in Stark's territory,
yeah.
right?
Winterfell.
So, so here's the thing, right? Um, those children actually populated like a lot of Westeros um, before men started to come, and they talked about that on the show, but also they more in the book, right? Those children they had that land, right? But then the first man they called the first man came, and they fought for years, I mean decades, right? And then they eventually came to a truce. I'm pretty sure they came to a truce with Brand the Builder, but I
Yeah,
would
that makes
assume,
sense.
right? They came to a truce with Brand the Builder because he's the one who built the wall, and then they were
And then
on
the
the other
wildlings that
side of
just
the
so
wall.
happen to be on that side of the wall. I'm like, I don't know. Like,
Well,
yeah.
well, here's some more stuff with that, right? The wildlings are just people who chose not to be a part of the different nations. But remember, all the people, all the first men fought against the children, which means that they were all from the same house originally. I'm
Hmm.
assuming it was just one people, right? And then they started like almost like the Dothraki.
Not
It was
that
just
many
one
people
people.
though. Probably like 1,000. Like,
Well, I mean, regardless, it's just one group of people
yeah.
because they was fighting them for a long time, right? Then they came to an agreement, and then once that agreement happened, the children left, they stopped fighting, and then the North happened, right? But here's the thing, it was people who stayed on the other side of the wall, and it was people who stayed on the other side of the wall, which means that the people from the North is the people from the North. It's only one people really.
Right, right. The
You
wildlings, you know,
the Wildlings and the
all that
Starks
shit.
are the
Yeah,
same family,
yeah.
right? So, and there's some
Which probably
Targaryens
means that
over
most of
there.
the people at the part of the watch are probably wildlings too. They just don't even know it, killing each other for no
Yeah,
reason.
possible. That's possible. And it's this is it's crazy because when you start to actually think about like from the beginning, right? The whole story of them fighting and then not fighting, and then also the then you move over to the Andals, right? They always talk about the Andals. You've heard them, like,
Hmm.
oh, King of the. Remember, the Starks are the only people who were able to fight against, who were able to withstand the Andals. That's why they say anytime Ned Stark come in, they were like King of the Andals or some shit like that, right?
Hmm.
Um, it's because they never bended the knee when every other house did, right? Um, the Andals were actually going to take over Westeros, basically. Um, but the Starks prevented that. So, uh, there's something to be said when we think about the fact that the Starks have power.
Yeah, they got
And
warriors.
us, nah, not just that,
They're
not
big dudes,
just,
motherfucking
but not
Russians.
Not just that, right? Not just that, because that shows that they have powers as well. They shouldn't just be big just because they're in a cool environment. It's something about their genealogy that keeps
Yeah,
them strong, stronger than most people, and that's not just because it's cold, right?
strong as
So,
5 men, which is a
because
lot of men.
remember, the Andals come from East Essos, right? And Essos is filled with magic. So, in my opinion, right? Magic begot magic. You feel me? Like it was able to fight it like equally, but the Watchmen was stronger because they was the first men, right? Essentially. So, or not the Watchmen, the North. So I'm thinking about that like, damn, the Andals came here to bring their their religion. Their religion is what? It's very popular in Westeros. You should know it.
The five.
It the Scepter or whatever that
Yeah,
what yeah, that group, right?
the new gods.
So exactly. So when you think about this, it's weird that Westeros is so fond of the new gods, right? But then you think about that's not actually their original like gods, unless the first men came from Essos. But that wasn't made. That wouldn't make sense. Why would a whole cap? Why would a whole continent be empty of people except for fucking little
Well, I think they
magic?
were, they were really against the children, and the children probably liked the old gods, and that's the only gods they knew. So when the Andals came along with new gods, they were like, "Well, fuck yeah," like
I mean, maybe even though they got conquered by the. Oh, you know what? Actually, you know what I thought? I figured that it made more sense that they got conquered by the Andals, and the only people who they didn't conquer was the North, which would make more sense that they
oh
would be
yeah, that's
connected
true, huh?
to the old gods.
That's a good
You know
reason
what I'm
why they
saying?
wouldn't. But
And
everybody seems
because
pretty cool with both gods. Like the old gods and the new is a very common
see,
things.
see, but that's the thing. But none of them show any respect. They have no monuments. They burn down all the trees.
Yeah, that is weird. That doesn't make sense. That's a
So
plot hole.
so, it's really no way that they can actually respect the old gods anymore.
Yeah, a lot of people have to travel to see the trees. It's either there's probably one in Aaron Hall still.
So then it's this whole other thing, right? It's this whole other thing where it's just like, who the fuck is the faceless god? The faceless god is the true god because even though there's all of these other gods, right? Which is very interesting because when you look at all those other gods, it looks almost like how like you would assume
Well, a
a
lot of religions
uh,
are like that. They take inspiration from other religions. You know.
well, I'm just saying like the faceless god is just saying it's death, so it has
Right, and
all of
the
those
in the
religions
five
in it.
pointed sept, it's called the stranger, so it's not too far. You know,
Wait, in the set, it's called the stranger, but the stranger or the stranger is supposed to be
that's
um
the death. The stranger comes for us all. They say
well
that.
the stranger is also referred to as people if you're from Westeros as people from the other side. Like if
Be
like
proud.
um I,
You are a
let
fine
me just make
warrior.
sure. Is
Your
Dornish is
unmistake was your
actually in
choice of
Essos, right?
master.
It's across the narrow
Let
river,
the
right?
winds
Yeah.
lift you
Okay, cool. I just
to
wanted
a
to make
higher
sure.
place.
Yeah, so that's another reason why I believe that
Well,
they were
who do we have
protected as
here?
well. They have
Tarnished, are
that
you?
blood magic. It's a lot of blood
Clearly not
magic
one of
over
Godric's
there,
lot.
and
I am the
Essos.
Felly Lou,
It's a whole area
tarnished
that
and warrior,
specifically
like you.
teaches you about blood
I'm here by
magic.
decree of my
Remember the
father.
guy that Sam was
How
talking to
utterly
when he told him
repellent this
like,
is. This
Yeah, that
grafting
shit
of
gets
Godric's
forbidden.
ill
They don't
befits a
like
lord.
fucking blood magic.
He's tainted the very
no, no,
winds.
no, 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 no. In this capital, in this town that's far, really deep into
If you
um,
intend to challenge
Essos,
Godric, I ask you call
nigga,
upon me.
everything is
The
allowed.
winds run foul with his
Yeah,
deeds. I'm
But the
certain
problem is, again,
that's what
everybody
they
who
bring
learned that
that dude back with. I think is like blood magic and
who who you talking about Khal Drago?
oh, was that blood magic? Yeah, I guess that is blood magic.
Yeah, that's blood
Yeah.
magic.
I was thinking
Because
more of
remember,
like the red queen, the red women or whatever,
that's
the red
that's
witches.
blood that's blood magic too.
Yeah, when he has
That's
that
blood magic.
baby
So
and shoots that fucking guy.
it's a few capitals. Um,
Yeah,
it's a few it's a few capitals. Um, but none of
I
it's
wish
for
they
the blood
expanded
for
on
the
that
blood
more.
temple.
We were all waiting for something, and they never got to it.
apologies.
Well,
As fellow
apparently
tarnished, we must
it's a
each
few
follow
different
down
ones,
whatever road
right?
takes
It's a
us to
few
the throne
different
of Elden
temples
Lord.
around like
Yeah,
most none of them are
Apologies.
in
As fellow
the
down
big
whatever road.
area that they talk about is the most shadowy is fucking place where magic is just like nothing is
yeah.
nothing is forbidden there. So and the
That's where Arya's
writer of the book,
going.
that's the east. She's going west. The writer of the book actually said, he said he's not gonna take anybody there. The only thing he's gonna do is use memories,
Oh,
right?
okay,
So,
okay.
so,
Dark
so
Souls.
if you think about, not think about, if you remember when Sam was talking to that guy in the big citadel, like the big citadel, the library, right? I forgot his name. He was a mage, right? Uh, he actually went to this place. It's only like 5 or 6 people who ever went to this place. The witch who died, or the witch who got burnt from Khaleesi,
Yeah.
right? Um, this guy who was talking to Sam about before Sam went down and figured out like, oh, John is actually fucking this, that, and the
Oh,
third,
yeah, yeah.
and yeah, because remember, so that is again, it's another fucking belief that this is all the faceless God, right? Because who the fuck is this random person that gave Sam they gave Sam the key, right? To get where he needed to go to. It was a fate. They believe it's the faceless God because the person needed the book of the dragon. That's why they're making a connection that um, the brother gave the faceless people the dragon egg. They went and gave Sam Tolly the key so that they can get the dragon, the book of the dragons, or how to talk, or like the destruction of the doom of the dragon. Some shit. It's a book that was in that place that was written, right? It's supposed to have 3 pages of what Targaryen girl actually dreamt of, and that mage was supposed to have the rest of them. Well, that mage was in the library. Sam Tolly got the key from the nigga in the library. The nigga in the library who gave the key said he wanted this book. I'm assuming he took the book. So it's just this big whole like looming thing. Like who the fuck, like, because the Faceless God, like some people think the Faceless God was actually the nigga who trained Arya from the start. The same nigga the entire time.
Yeah, Jack and Hagar.
That was the like
That.
you gotta be like quick like a cat.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, no, that was the trainer. That was the.
Oh no, not Jock and Hagar. That's the one who
You're talking about
actually.
the fencing trainer that her father got her.
Yes,
You think that's
yes.
the faceless dragon, or the
No,
the
no,
the
no.
stranger,
It's not me who I would have never thought about
the
it.
death,
It's yeah,
the god of death,
it's like it's actually a belief by a whole bunch of people think that the god of
Cyril,
death was actually like
Cyrilia. What's his name?
scoping.
Cyril Philosopher.
Is that the god of death?
Yeah, Cyril. No, his name. The guy, her fencing trainer.
Oh, I'm not sure his name.
Cyril.
But basically, he he
What do we say to the
remind you
god to death? Not
not
today.
today,
He does say that.
right?
So
And
there
not
was
just
only
that, but
one god. He does train her.
exactly,
Yeah.
yes, he introduces her in the way of death.
He also gives her the coin, the Bravos coin.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't go that.
Oh no,
That's
that's
Jar.
Jack and the Car, right?
But here's the thing,
But
right?
he is
Why?
Bravosian.
But right, exactly. But here's the thing. Why the fuck? Why the fuck was he in the cage? So that's
Why
what
was he what?
they all right. So that this is another part of the lore. They believe that when she got saved, right, from the what's his name? The dog came to get Arya, right, to kill Arya, right? Big nigga in that fucking armor. He, the little short nigga who was training Arya, stayed to fight her. They believe that she didn't get killed because they never found a body, right?
That's true, huh?
And he actually changed his face into Jogar. So
Oh,
some people think that he might have been the same nigga the whole motherfucking time.
that is very like when somebody dies in Game of Thrones, they're always sure to show it. Like they're never like, oh yeah, he might have died. They never do that. They don't do that with dying or fucking. If somebody
Yep.
fucks, they gotta show it. They gotta
Yes.
know that there was insertion of penis.
So so that's why I'm like, man, that's a good lore. But
Yeah, that
also
is very good.
like I'm
Jacking
not
on
gonna lie,
car.
Bran Bran the Bran the third eye being the evil nigga from the start is great too. I'm not gonna lie, that's great. Because remember, Cersei, remember he can see everything from the past and the future. Okay?
Okay, so maybe that
Cersei's
means the
son,
Night King is
Bran.
actually Bran. And
Exactly.
that's why when he sees his body, he doesn't just go up and attack him. He's actually trying to get his body back.
Exactly. So it's almost like he imprinted on. That's what I'm
And
saying.
he's like, "Oh, dude, I
Because
got to go
he's not.
find my body."
He. Because remember, he's not himself. He's not himself. Even though they did
He was
show
having an
clearly
outer
that.
body experience and then he was swiped up on.
Well, they show Bran and Third Eye Raven when the Third Eye Raven show him how they made the first White Walker.
Yeah,
That
and then
wasn't
he gets
really
the
that
hand
wasn't Bran.
he gets a handprint on him.
But that's later. But when the little what else stuck that fucking blade into his chest and made him into the White Walker,
Right.
that was not Bran. That was somebody else. I have no fucking clue who that was.
That is probably Aegon the Conqueror.
Maybe,
That
maybe.
that is what the next series is probably going to
But
be about.
how would he have gotten there?
It's just
How would he have?
timing. I'm not sure. Like it's 1,000 years ago. They needed somebody from 1,000 years ago. He just seems like a likely fit.
Yeah, because I don't know who that actually was. Like Aegon the Conqueror, he how would he have gotten to the north? He ain't had no problems with the North. Ain't no reason for him to been up there because the leader of the North at the time bent the knee to Aegon.
He,
Aegon actually fucked with the North
maybe he was
because,
looking for a way to like when the first men were fighting the children. The children were looking for a way to get a way to fight the first men.
well, that's the White Walkers.
Right, and that was the creation of the White Walkers. So maybe it's a Stark. Maybe the guy was just there at the time.
Yeah, well, it was definitely some random person with light color hair. It wasn't white. It was like gold. Um, it was like some people think that that was actually Daenerys's brother.
Wow, it was 1,000 years ago.
Okay,
Because we haven't seen a White Walker in 1,000 years.
gotcha.
Or does he say at 500 years? I don't remember. I think he says 1,000.
Yeah, because 1,000 is a very like that's even before that's
Because he's like,
before.
he's always telling people like, oh, it's one for wildlings, two for riders, and three for White Walkers. And they're like, we haven't seen White Walkers in 1,000 years or something like that.
It's hard, man, because like the writer said that the explosion of Veneria happened 600 years ago.
It could, yeah,
Oh,
probably it could be 500 years. I think it was 1,000 years though. Or maybe that's just what they're saying, and at that time they could be off by a few hundred years and not know it.
oh, for sure.
It's an unreliable narrator.
Well, also, the writer talks about um, how the books are unreliable. He specifically says the books are unreliable. The information is unreliable because it's being told by a Meister who has
Oh yeah, yeah.
who has um, he has specific feelings towards
Oh yeah, he's a
different
little
people have different
biased.
feel. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
yeah, yeah.
biased exactly.
A little bit of a
So
story.
exactly, exactly. So it's just this whole thing. Even like you can even see that in Game of Thrones when they told the story of uh the Targaryen getting raped the whole time.
Yeah, well,
Time.
yeah, it's because Baratheon didn't, he couldn't accept it. But no, she didn't fucking exactly help either.
Well, it's no way. It's no way. It's no way. It's
There was a
about being
tournament,
brave.
and he gave his favor to not his wife,
That that was the
and that
reason.
and that was a
That was the
little
reason.
fucked up.
That was
And
the actual cause right there.
yeah, and everybody
That
fucking knew it. And then she ran off with him, and everybody figured he just kidnapped her when really they just ran off together.
right.
So
But the whole raping thing doesn't make sense. Well, she came back pregnant from it, but why did
well,
they
she was
kill?
gone the whole time. They started a whole war because they thought she was kidnapped.
Well, so here's the thing. So how can they say they kidnapped her and raped her if they don't even know that the baby came from her, which is John's son?
Well, she was killed by the Mount Aryan Martell. Probably by order of. That's a good question. I'm like, because Arya Martell was supposed to be the wife, that he snubbed. So I'm guessing like it was just like, hey man, do me this solid, kill her. But I think they just assumed that that's what happened. She was kidnapped and then.
Pillaged.
But I mean, like, what happened? Does she not come back? I guess he dies in the war. But does she? I guess she does die. That she has
She
at that
she
monument at the bottom of
yeah, she
the crypt.
does she does having a baby.
She dies having John,
Yeah, she does having John.
and he dies in war against
You know,
Baratheon.
it's a thing about Targaryens. th- They often kill their mothers.
Yeah, because they're all fucking incest. All
Well,
that incest. I mean,
John's
they weren't
John
incest, but he has.
John was.
Well, the Targaryen has a fucking long line, 200 years of incest behind him. Just because this so happens to be with somebody who's not doesn't mean that fucking you can dodge all those bullets. And then he ends up
But that's
fucking
fine.
his aunt anyway. That's what's crazy about John. He was so afraid of fucking one of his relatives because he was a bastard. Like he was just like, I don't know, I don't want to have a bastard. And I don't want to fuck one of my relatives. It's like his main goal throughout his entire life. He was a virgin for so long, and then he ended up sleeping with the girl from the north, and she died. And he was all fucked up about that. And then the second girl he fucks is his aunt. It's like, damn, dude.
I mean, that's far enough away for it to be okay.
I'm just like, you have such shitty luck. Like he joined the fucking Night Watch in order not to he gave up celibacy for the rest of his life. And he was like, oh, I gotta fuck this redheaded bitch. I really like her. And then she ends up fucking dying during a battle she's attacking him in.
Oh, she died.
Yeah, she got shot by that little kid with a bow and arrow.
Yeah, man. Something I don't know why, but
Because John told him to grab an arrow and start helping.
I don't know why I remember. I don't know why I remember. I don't know why I remember a person saying that could have been the real witch.
Hmm, maybe. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Unless she got some fucking jet boots on her, because she's been around. She was all around fucking shit.
Yeah, she was all around with it. That dog match is crazy.
Of course, fucking Viserys, that dude can get around too. That dude be in Essos one day and fucking Westeros the next. Like, what the fuck? How?
Who's that?
The bald guy, the eunuch. Yeah, there's a big plot hole where he can get around. Like, he fucking flies through the world. There's like a big meme of him flying across the planet.
The Whisper of Shadows?
He's the spider. Yeah, and he's the
Oh,
master of whispers for the king.
okay, so. Alright. Remember, he's castrated.
Yeah, he is.
Yo, remember the warriors who are castrated? Them
Yeah.
niggas, ain't they all from Essos?
I mean, he lost his ball in a blood rites or whatever, a blood magic ritual. So Viserys, the spider, the eunuch.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't. They all lost their balls when they became a part of that.
No, not those guys. I mean, I always think about what they were doing, like maybe like they had, because you know what you're saying, like, oh, they lost their nuts wherever, but like, where are those nuts going? I mean, I don't think they're throwing them away. They could be selling them to the fucking red witches or something like that. Maybe that's kind of the issue.
I mean, maybe it's.
But he did lose his, the master's whispers, the eunuch. He did lose his to a black magic.
So that might actually be the reason why, um, the Whisperers have this power. They have power, bro. Like, listen, the magic is real in Game of Thrones. You just need to really pick it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do. You just need to pick it up. Like, uh, they have this network that's. It's almost like they're part of the Faceless Gods. All right,
They
but
do have like a crazy way of getting around. People have talked about that, like how fast they can get from one part of the country to the other.
But the whole Greyjoy part, yo, he's like the most interesting character that I think that's in my mind right now because he talked about how he had a ship, he had a fleet, and um,
Dude, he's
when
a
people
badass
see,
in the book. He's really stupid in the show.
yeah, when people see his fleet, they run
Yeah.
because um, but here's the thing, he talks about himself as if he's a god, like as if he is like a
Yeah,
benevolent
he's
being,
he is
right?
the god of the sea.
Which I thought at first was almost like just some narcissistic shit. But see, he also has dungeons in his ships that hold multiple different religious leaders from all of these different.
Jesus Christ.
Um, yeah, right. So now I'm wondering, like,
Just going around
is
fucking with people. Good God.
is nah, but think about it, right? Not from like something so like easily noticeable. If you have all of those religious people, right? That means you have a level of understanding that most people might not have from old and new, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's magic or
You can hella
just
manipulate
political shit.
people if that's the case.
That too. But like, how else did he get that dragon egg? Like, why are people speculating that he's a part of the? Because I mean, really think about it. Those are faces, right?
Hmm.
Those are faces. And here's another thing. They also think that the faceless god might have had a part. They don't speculation about the faceless god and the destruction of Valeria, because if you notice, the faceless god always seems to appear. They was the actual ones who killed the people in the mines, who were slaves from the slavers when Khaleesi came and like unchained them, right?
Hmm.
Um, remember they used to pray for death. Faceless God used to come and give him death.
I
So
guess I
they
always
thought
just
about
figured
that.
that was just like symbolism. Or like,
I mean, you could look at it that way, but also think about it. The Valerians had a whole bunch of people inside of like almost like the earth a little bit, right? But just in a very hot ass place, just working profusely like slaves, right? And they were basically saying like that's the same situation, if not worse, where why wouldn't the faceless God come there? And then like it was also something else where somebody asked one of the faceless people about something, and he was like, "That's a story for another day," or some shit like that. But it
I
was
hate when they do
but it was
that.
regarding some old shit like Valeria, right? Some old shit like, wow, huh? Wonder when it's coming back, type shit. Because you already know, just listen to it. It has to be a piece of pivotal information.
Right. He probably doesn't even know himself. He's like, I don't know how I'm gonna fucking wrap that up.
I'm going to bed, finally getting tired.
Yep. It's about that time.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace. Oh, that's some horse shit. right, that's enough.